Wow, ladies and gentlemen, the Georgia affidavit has been unsealed. Trump is the true winner of the 2020 election down in Georgia. It's now, there's no doubting it. There's no denying it. There's no hiding it. We now know the truth. Smash that thumbs up, subscribe. I'm going to play you this clip. This is a massive bombshell.
Yeah, real simple. That perfect election that everybody declared in 2020 looks a little less perfect every day when we get new evidence. We knew about the China interventions a few months ago with the driver's licenses coming in. We learned about belatedly the Iran hack of voter systems. But today we're finding out that the recounts and the efforts to count ballots accurately in Georgia were substantially flawed. What the FBI said in an...
Remember, they did a recount, they did an audit. Even that was a total scam. Just like the election, the recount and the audit was a total scam.
Affidavit that was unsealed by a federal judge about 45 minutes ago is that the FBI has substantiated about 5 irregularities in the vote counting in Fulton County, Atlanta, the major hub, the major urban area of Georgia. This kind of puts a shine on Brad Raffensperger's claim that everything was fine. It wasn't. The Fulton County couldn't get vote counts to match. There are concerns that they might have faked or altered numbers. There is the FBI declares in an affidavit they have confirmed in Fulton County, or the state of Georgia have confirmed that in some cases during the recounts, ballots were double counted, double scanned and double counted, that numbers didn't match up and then they suddenly just magically matched up with no additional work, that there were other, and that some ballot images have been lost, and that about 315,000 ballots which were certified were not properly certified through Georgia law. Now, why is that?
Now, really quickly, how do you lose ballot images and ballots in the most secure election in American history? If it was so secure and if it was so great, how did you lose that stuff? Are we Ukraine or the United States of America?
Important. It's much like the way the FBI and the IRS ultimately got Al Capone. They didn't get him by charging him as being a mobster. They got him by not following other things like tax law. Here, it is a federal felony to fake or fraudulently put out vote counts that don't match or are inaccurate or that don't follow your state's law. You're trusted as an election official in Fulton County. You have to follow the law. It looks like the FBI has some pretty substantial proof that the law wasn't followed. What the FBI agent says in this bombshell affidavit is, if we find any intentionality to this, that they did anything, like they were embarrassed, they didn't want to admit that they couldn't get their votes to match, they could be federally charged with felonies 5 years later. That is a big deal. It explains why they raided that warehouse. And I'd keep an eye on Arizona. I think a similar issue is brewing there now.
And I predicted Arizona's next.
In Arizona.
Yes.
The same type of issue?
Yep. I would look at 2024 Arizona. I'm definitely seeing some signs of activity there. There was some important information that Abe Hamadeh conveyed after his election, and I think that is catching some corroboration and evidence. Not surprising. Abe's a very careful fact gatherer, but I think Arizona has similar issues. Doesn't mean that the election was hijacked or the vote counts are going to flip suddenly. But if you can't count votes, which is your job, you're letting the American people down. And if you fake or make it look like things are okay when it's not, you're in danger of a federal felony. That's what this affidavit makes very clear today.
Ladies and gentlemen, what did we learn? What did we learn? Well, we learned that we were right all along. We were right since 2020. Nothing's changed. But now we're getting the evidence. The affidavit has been released. They lied. Not only did they lie about the election, then on top of the lying about the election, they lied about the audit, they lied about the recount. Why? If it was so safe and secure, I'm going to keep going back to that point. If it was so safe, if it was so secure, if it was so prestige and great and amazing, why lie? Why cover it up? Well, because it wasn't safe. It wasn't secure. It wasn't all clean and great and dandy. It was the most corrupt election in American history. Trump won. We know he won. I'm going to be on top of the story. God bless you. Let me know what you guys think down below. I'll see you soon.